Hey friends, it's Wolf here, and in today's video I want to show you guys how to build a super cool Google Maps agent that's capable of giving you the fastest route information for basically any route. And let me just show you how it works. So we do have a Telegram agent here, and we can tell it a text prompt or voice prompt. So let me show you guys. Hey, please give me directions from Paris to Berlin. And then it'll search for these information for the fastest route, and within seconds it's going to give me the stats for that route. So it's going to tell me the duration, it's going to tell me the distance, and it's also telling me more precise information about the start and destination places, right? So this is the workflow, and we are going to build this from scratch in today's tutorial, so stay tuned for that, and let's get started. Before we build the workflow, I want to say a huge thank you to you guys. I've just started this channel a couple days ago and pumped out some tutorials for you guys. And we already hit 100 subscribers, so I'm super grateful about that. We built a 3D model agent. We built a cool agent for the new Google Veo 2 video model. We built our own GPT image wrapper API, which is super cool. Definitely check that out. Because I was tired of waiting for OpenAI to release it. We built a cool music agent with Zuno. We built an amazing deep research agent that creates multiple page-long documents. And we also built a cool text extractor agent yesterday. And today we're going to add the super cool Google Maps agent, so you can just use your Telegram bot for the Google Maps functionality within seconds. So without further ado, let's get started, friends. Okay, so what do we need for this? So we do need an OpenAI key for the transcription, and we also do need a Google key. So let me show you guys how to get these credentials. You want to go to, let's start with OpenAI. You want to go to platform.openai.com, sign up with your developer account, and then you want to go to create new secret key here. And you just want to name it something like Google Maps agent or travel agent or whatever, create the account and copy this key. Also, I do have a cold now, so my voice is a little different. I hope that's going to be all right. Please excuse that, but I'm in the grind mode, so I was like, hell, I'm still going to pump out some videos for you guys, okay? So here we're going to OpenAI, continue, put in the key, name this something, and save it. I've already done that, so we can close it. Now for Google, you want to go to console.cloud.google.com, so basically just the Google Cloud Console, and then you do have some stats here. And first of all, you do need to set up the billing to use this as shown in previous videos, but let's just assume you've done that. So you want to go to API and services, and then you want to click here on enable API and services, and then we do need 2 APIs for that. So that's going to be the directions API. So you want to click here, and the directions API, you want to enable this one. And then also you want to go back, and I believe it's the geocoding API that we need. Yeah, this one. And you also want to enable this one, okay, for your project. So it's tied to your project, kind of. You can also set up multiple projects, like you can also make a new project called a travel agent or something like that. And you just want to enable these two. And once you've enabled these two, you want to go back here, and then you want to go to credentials here, and you want to go to create credentials here, new API key, and it's going to create a new API key for you. And you just want to go ahead and copy this API key and save it somewhere in like a text document or somewhere in your clipboard history or whatever. And then we go back here. Oh, these are the credentials, my bad. We go back. Well, we can just make a new workflow and call this Google Maps agent. Oh, let's just call it travel agent, maybe. Travel agent, travel maps agent, something like that. And we do need to put this Google key into the header for our requests to Google. So to do that, just keep it in your clipboard, right? Now, next step. Well, actually, I'm just gonna make a new bot here. So you want to go to botfather on Telegram at botfather. Just say /new bot. I'm gonna call this something like Wolf Google Maps agent, and then also Wolf Google Maps agent bot. It does need to end in bot for Telegram, so it could either be either like underscore bot or just something with bot like that. It's gonna give you the auth token here, so you go there, and then we can go to our workflow Telegram on message. And then here we do have some bots from the previous videos, but we want to have a new bot here. Paste this, call this Google Google Maps agent bot or something like that. Okay, and save it. No, thank you. Okay, perfect. So here we go. Within just a couple minutes, we've basically set up all the auth and all the credentials we need, and then we can, well, then we can get started, right? So let's just wait for n8n to confirm this connection. Everything's been tested successfully. Perfect. So here we go. All right, so as you guys know, typically I'm starting with the super simple auth here with an if node to compare the user ID. I guess in our case we can just kind of skip that because I've shown it in so many videos already. So you can just test the workflow here, go here, start it. As you can see, it did receive the information, so that is perfect. And now we can go ahead and basically add our first switch node. So we are going to start right away with the switch node, right? So what we want to do here, again, it's just basically to see if we have a text prompt or a voice prompt. So basically you can just, why is this so small? You can just go here, find this little text object, drag it here, and now you just click here, go to boolean exists. So it's just going to be simple check if our json.message.text exists. And if it does, that's perfect, and we can go ahead and use that. We can also convert the types here to avoid any confusion with like typecasting. Then we add a new rule, and here it's going to be let's actually just test that. So let's go here. Hey, how's it going? Execute that. And now that we have our voice file ID, you want to go here and drag this here. So it's the json.message.voice.file ID. You want to see if this one exists and rename this voice. And there we go. So simple as that. We have two branches here, a text and a voice branch, kind of these two paths that we can go. So now whatever we want to use, it's pretty much covered on these two paths, right? We can use a text prompt or voice prompt. Now let me see. This is text already. I think this should work. Now we can just go ahead and go to another Telegram node here to download the voice if it is a voice. So it's going to be get audio, which I believe is the get file, and then it's going to be let me see. Yeah, it's just going to be this get audio, and you can just drag the file ID in here like that, download this, test step. Well, what happened here? Let me check. Wrong file ID. Temporarily unavailable. Okay, why is it unavailable? We want to download the file ID. Oh, my bad. Well, you do need to pay attention. We do need to select the correct bots here, of course. Do I have the... Yeah, I have it here. Okay, perfect. So let's test it again. Give me directions, please. Like that. And voila, here we go. So very important, always use your correct credentials here, especially if you have like tens or even hundreds of bots at one point. So now we have this as binary data and we can work with that. That is perfect. So next one, we just want to go to OpenAI, and then we want to find transcribe a recording. Perfect, like that. It's going to be input data named data, just as always. And also you want to select your correct credentials here, which is the Google Maps agent. So you have like correct billing, key usage, all of that, right? And that's pretty much it. So we can just call this voice like that, test step. And here we go, give me the directions, please. Perfect. So that's pretty much it. So now we can transcribe the voice or just use it right away. It's going to be a text output like that. And here it's going to be the text as well. So I believe we do not need to set a new variable. We can just connect both these branches to a new OpenAI model, which is going to be message a model. And for that, let's choose, well, I mean, we do have a lot of options now, you know, very powerful models. 4.1 is super powerful. 4.5 preview, well, it's kind of outdated already. I think we can just go with the 4 mini. It's a super good one. And let me go to, let's see, docs and show you guys how strong it is. So for example, we could just compare it. We can just go 4.0. Let's do 4.0 and also 4. what am I doing? 4.0 mini, you know, as you guys can see here, for example, comparing 4.1, which is API only, 4.0, the default one, like 4 Turbo and 4.0 mini, you can see the 4.0 mini is a fraction of the cost compared to this one, the 4.0 latest. Well, 4.1 is even better. So if you do anything with API instead of 4.0 latest, you can basically just use 4.1 because it's smarter and cheaper. But the 4 mini here just has an amazing deal, you know, it's just doing fantastic, right? It's quicker because it's the mini, it's slightly less intelligent because it is the mini, it has less parameters, but again, it is so much cheaper, like $5 compared to $15. It's amazing. And the output as well. So I like for anything that isn't highly advanced, 4 mini is kind of my go-to model. It does a fantastic job. So we will do this, and then I prepared a little prompt here. It's going to be this one. So it basically says, hey, you're an n8n parser agent. Your task is to extract. Oh my gosh, I can't read. Sorry, I still have the code. So your task is to extract the relevant variables from route calculation. And basically we give some examples, and we also wanted to detect if it is a valid request or not. So if we say something like, hey, what's the temperature or whatever, it's going to well, say this is false. All right, so now we can output this as JSON. This, oh, hold on, this is, by the way, the system prompt. We do need a new one, the user prompt, and this is just going to be the json.text, which is either the text prompt or the voice prompt. So yeah, I think that's it. Let's also not forget to select the right credential and test the step. Now it is telling us that it's false, right? It's not valid because we didn't tell it what it should do, right? So also we can just connect it like this, maybe like that, I guess. So it can be both text and voice. Now we can test this again and now say something like, hey, please give me directions from Paris to Nice. Okay. Now it's going to transcribe that and execute the node, and now it's going to say, okay, Paris, Nice, true, it is a valid request. We can work with that data. Okay, perfect. So it also has this check if it is valid or not. So now just to check if it was valid or not, because we need to talk to the user differently in those cases, we have a different switch. It's going to be a request switch, just like that. And basically we're just going to put this in and just check if this is true. Then it's going to be a valid request. It's Boolean. It's a Boolean anyway, so I think we do not need to convert, although you could probably do it, but we don't need to. And then also this one, if this is not true, which means it's false, we can say it's an invalid request, just like that. And just like that, it should tell us that it is a valid request. So it's using the upper path basically, right? So if it is a valid request, we can just continue, do our business, go ahead. If it is an invalid request, we can just let the user know, hey, you made a mistake, please check everything, and send, where's the text message? Here, send a text message to our maps agent bot. Well, this one here to this one, and say something like this one. I'm just copying the text, it's quicker. Like, no route was detected, please tell me your starting and destination point. And also I just love to disable the n8n attribution because I find it so annoying. And then we can say something like night. So we let the user know, hey, please check it, you made a mistake. So let's check it. Hey, what's the temperature tomorrow? So it's going here saying me, hey, no route was detected, please tell me your starting point and destination. Perfect. Now let's also copy this, go here, and let the user know if it was a valid request. We confirm the request and we tell it something like this, which is, hey, I'm now looking for information on the fastest route from start location to destination location, and it should be just fine whenever we do this valid request here. So let's test this again and say something like, hey, please get me the quickest direction from Paris to Madrid. And yeah, guys, I'm based in Europe, so you will hear all these European cities here. So yeah, now he's looking for information on the fastest route from Paris to Madrid, so that worked out just perfect. So what's next? Well, next step is our HTTP requests to the Google API, and this is going to be pretty fun part. So first of all, we want to talk to the Google API Maps API and then to the geocode API that we enabled in the console previously. We don't need to set authentication here. We do need to set something here, and that is going to be the address, and then it's going to be the start location. And this is to get our start place ID, because the way this works is to actually have like proper information about both places, we need to get more information on the first place and then more information on the second place, and then we can combine it to find the quickest route. And that's why we talk to both APIs, because we first talk to the geocode API on the first place and on the second place, so starting and destination point, to get more information like zip codes, you know, ranges, anything pretty much, and then we can filter that output and send it to the directions API, which is basically to give us the Google Maps route, kind of, you know. So I hope this makes sense. Now also we do need to add another query point, which is the key, and I kind of noticed Google loves to kind of authenticate using query parameters instead of like headers or whatever, but that's fine, I guess. And now we are going to copy the key that we previously set from our Google console, and it's going to be this one in my case. So you'll well, you should put your own key there, because this one is not going to work once the video is published. I'm sorry guys, but I can't like give out my key to the public. So now we can just test the steps, see if it works, and within like a second, well, less than a second, it gives me all this information. So it gives me the, you know, information about the country, it gives me like the latitude and longitude, and it gives me like all these kinds of information. So we will work with that. But now we can pretty much just copy this and put it here, and here we call this get destination place ID, because we do need to get some IDs about these places. And here, instead of start location, it's just going to be, where's my request switch, it's going to be my destination location. So this one is going to be the same key. Pretty much this should all stay the same. Let's test it, and it's going to give me all the information about Madrid and whatever, you know, it finds in the Google databases. So with this information prepared, we can now hit the next one, which is going to be a new HTTP. Well, let me just copy this. Why not? Let me just copy this. No, this one's going to be a little bit differently. Get maps information, and it's going to be a get call again, but this time we are going to talk to the directions API. So that's very important, because now we want to get directions. And this does have different fields, so we can pretty much just delete this, keep the key though, add parameter, and now we want to have an origin. The origin is going to be, let me find that. So from our get start place ID, we want to find the results, and then we want to find the formatted address, this one, okay? This one is our origin. And now our destination is going to be our get destination ID, and then the same one. So get destination place ID, and it's pretty much just going to be this one. So since this is the previous node, it's just going to say JSON instead of the node name, but it works either way. Then we have the key, and then we also need to set the mode, which is going to be driving. You know, we are not on like a bicycle or walking. We want to have the car distance driving. Then we can also set the language. So if you guys want to set your local language or whatever, you can set it here. I'm going to use English. And then we can also set some utils, and that's going to be the system. Since we're in Europe, we're going to use the metric system. If you're based in the US, for example, you can use your system, but I'm going to be using the European system with kilometers and all of that, okay? Okay, perfect. So I hope that's going to work, but let's just test it, see what's up. And voila, now it's giving us all this information here, and it's going to give me this different distances, durations, latitude, longitude, all of that. So with that done, we can now have a little code node because it is a pretty long JSON and I kind of want to keep it crispy clean, to be honest. So I prepared a little code node here, and it's going to find the first leg, which is like the first data set from our previous node, and then it's going to prepare a Telegram message very nicely with the markdown and also some emojis, going to give us the full route info with start, destination, duration, distance. Now, if you do want more, you can just scroll through here. You can also add the latitude and longitude. You can add different legs. You can add different routes. You can even add like steps. So like first take this turn, then take this turn, go to the Autobahn, all of that, right? We just kind of want to have it simple like this, test the step. And as you can see, it's preparing a very nice message here for us. So now in the last step, let me add a new one and use send text message. We call this send route. Perfect. Select our Google Maps agent bot. Select our, whoa, let me, hold on. Can I just scroll down here for a second? Let's go to the very back here. Hold on, where do we have my chat ID? Chat ID, here we go. Here we go, all right. So here we go. Now, also before I forget it, let me disable that. And then, well, basically for the message, all we need to do, let me go back up here. I'm glad my mouse has this infinite scroll. And we just put this in the json.message, which is our nicely formatted text. Google Maps agent, that looks good. Let's test it. And here we go, route information, start Paris, France, perfect. So yeah, guys, this is basically all we need to do. Now, we have never tested the text prompt, so let's test that and see if we still need to set the variable. I think we do not need to do it though. That's the old bot, that's the new one. So let's do, please give me directions from, well, from Lagos, Portugal to, let's see if it actually can handle that, to France. And that is a problem. Well, we do need to hold on, let me see. We do need to set this text here, I believe, because otherwise it could be empty. So we do need to set this text here, the message string, just to text, I believe, and that should do the job. So let me test that. Here we go. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We might have to do that. Well, it did give us the wrong Lagos though. So that is actually something to improve in our agent here. Because it is, let me see, it is not doing that correctly. It's just because we are just having one simple city here. Well, let me test it with the simpler city though, and also the voice here. Hey, please give me directions from Madrid to Nice. Alrighty, let's see if that works. So it's going to transcribe the audio from Madrid to Nice, and that is perfect. So that works, yeah. So we could still improve this a little bit, to be honest, and have it use the full city, but it's already working for now. So let me see if both locations are detected. Start location, destination location, like that. Let's see if we do have. Let's see if we do add this. I'm just curious if it's valid. It's going to do that. So if we do give it, that's the wrong bot. I have too many telegrams. So if we do give it, this information now, let's see. That works. Yep, and that works. So here we go, guys. That fixed the bug. So I always love to do this kind of live debugging, and that is like super spontaneous because I have no clue that things like that are going to happen. So we just gotta like debug it live, you know. And sometimes it's as simple as that. So we just change the system prompt with the example, and we add the country code here, and we could make this a little bit more clean, but it does the job, as you guys can see. Now it's giving me this full information here from Lagos, Portugal to Paris, France, and all of that. I kind of prefer to not have that though, but now you guys know how it works if you do want it. So I'm going to remove it again because I just love how crispy clean it is. Hey, please give me information from Paris to Berlin. And let's do the final test here. Fastest route from Paris to Berlin, and it's going to be 11 hours and 1,000 kilometers. So yeah, guys, so this is the agent. I think it does a pretty good job here. So yep, this is the full workflow. We talk to Telegram. We allow both text prompts or voice prompts. If it's a voice, we transcribe the audio. We talk to our model, which is like our little agent here. We then check if it's valid or invalid, and we let the user know. And then we just talk to the geocode API from Google here, find exact information about that place, and do that for both start and destination point. Then we kind of have a super cool, well, first of all, we talk to the directions API, which is basically Google Maps as API. Then we format the code here super nicely like that. You can see it like that. And well, in the last step, we send it to our Telegram, which then looks like this. So I think it does a super good job. It's, as you can see, it's lightning fast, like it takes a couple seconds to do that. And yeah, that is the full workflow for the Google Maps agent. So if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, thank you so much for watching. I'd be super happy about a subscription or also a comment. Let me know what I should build next. We do have a lot of cool ideas here on the channel for no-code workflows and for full code workflows. And yeah, we also hit 100 subscribers, which makes me super happy because I just started this a couple days ago. And I'm trying to pump out a video every day or every 2 days, depending on how much work I have to do. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned, Wolf.